Hi readers, Lee here. Welcome back to my channel and to my week and some change in books. So, I usually do all my recordings on the weekend and then post them later, but I did not this time because I was busy buying and reading books. So, in no particular order, here's what I picked up last week. And, surprise, surprise, of the books I picked up last week, I have actually read 2 of them so far. First one that I read was Come Sundown by Nora Roberts. Picked this up at a local used bookstore. I had already read this, apparently, but I did not have a copy, and it's my goal to get a copy of most of her books. I did read this weekend. It was a decent read. In it, a young woman is kidnapped while she's on her way home, having gone out to try to see the world. And then she's kept for 20 some odd years and finally anyhow makes it back to her family. I loved the story of Alice, who was the kidnapped girl / woman. The other parts of it, the family parts, were a little slow going for me, but again, a satisfying book. Sorry, figuring out where to put that. The one I read last night was White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I absolutely adored Monday's Not Coming. This one was good. You can see I tapped it in some places. It was not Monday's Not Coming, but that's a high bar to try to reach. I have been in the mood for some fantasy, so I picked up 2 fantasy books. The first one was Barnes & Noble's Pick of the Month, Compass and Blade. This is a YA novel. And on the remote isle of Rosevear, Mira, like her mother before her, is a wrecker. One of the 7 on the rope who swim out to plunder shipwrecks. Mira's job is to rescue survivors, if there are any. After all, she never feels the cold of the frigid ocean waters, and the waves seem to sing to her soul, etc., etc. Anywho, so the people of Rosevear never admit the truth that they set the beacons themselves to lure the ships into the rocks. Her father gets arrested, and Mira knows she's got just 9 days to find out how to rescue him. The sea gives, the sea takes, and it's up to her to do what she must do to save the ones she loves. So, I'm pushing that back for later because it is YA, and I just finished a YA. This is the one I plan to read next. That is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. This is a new release last week. In this, a shield maiden blessed by the gods battles to unite a nation under a power-hungry king while fighting her growing desire for his fiery son in this Norse-inspired fantasy romance. I'm interested in the Norse inspiration, the whole romantasy thing. I don't think I love as much as all the lovers seem to love it, but I'm going to give it, I can skim through those parts. We'll see how the story is. Next up, another YA book, Wander in the Dark by Jumata Emill. I read last year, his book, The Black Queen, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to reading more of his work. Amir Trudeau only goes to his half-brother Marcel's party because of Chloe Danvers. Chloe is rich, hot, and fits right into the perfect life Marcel inherited when their father left Amir's mother to start a new family with Marcel's mom. But Chloe is hot enough for Amir to forget about that for one night. Does she want to hook up, or is she trying to meddle in the estranged brothers' family drama? Amir can't tell. Anywho, Chloe asks Amir to take her home and stay with her, but when he wakes up, she's dead. Guess who's going to be on the hook for her murder? Amir. I can't wait to find out what happens in that. Again, I'll push it back a little bit on reading because it is a YA. And I just finished one. Next up is a book that I was inspired by my sister to buy because my sisters read some of her work and enjoyed it. That is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. When Paris Peralta is arrested in her own bathroom, covered in blood, holding a straight razor, her celebrity husband dead in the bathtub behind her, she knows she'll be charged with murder, etc., etc., etc. That's not what worries her the most. 25 years earlier, Ruby Reyes, known as the Ice Queen, was convicted of a similar murder. Reyes knows who Paris really is, and when Reyes is unexpectedly granted an early release from prison, she threatens to expose all Paris's secrets. The only thing worse than a murder charge is the dark personal history that Paris will do anything to keep hidden. Can't wait to read that one. No idea why I bought this one, except that I actually bought a new copy, went to the Second & Charles, but Second & Charles puts stickers right over the barcode, and I have an app that I use to track all my books, and it doesn't depend on being able to scan the barcode, but oh my god, I'm having a book emergency here. But it makes it easier. Otherwise, I have to type the ISBN number in, and I don't like to do that. I like to scan it. Anywho, so I went to Barnes & Noble because, and picked up a copy of The Boy by Tami Hoag. This is, again, another kind of thriller. Detective Nick Forçade enters the home of Genevieve Gautier outside the sleepy town of Bayou Bro, Louisiana, and the bloody crime scene that awaits him is the most brutal and confusing he's ever seen. Genevieve's 7-year-old son is murdered by an alleged intruder, yet she is alive and well. Anywho, then the child's babysitter is reported missing, and the town fears a maniac is preying on their children. But guess what? Genevieve is I cannot talk today, convicted criminal. Anywho, I think I've read Tami Hoag before, but looking forward to a little murder in my life. Bear with me. Had a book collapse. Next up is a book I've had on my radar for a while, but I did not want to pick it up. I actually did get this one at Second & Charles because, surprisingly, they had the sticker on the side, not smack dab over the ISBN. Another kind of fantasy, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. Ava Reid, I believe, has a book about like a retelling of Macbeth coming out later this year. And I got that on my wish list at Amazon. In A Study in Drowning, Effie Sayre has always believed in fairy tales. She's had no choice. Since childhood, she's been haunted by visions of the Fairy King. She's found some solace only in the pages of Angharad, a beloved epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. Her tattered copy is all that's keeping her afloat through her first term at the prestigious Lyrian Architecture College. Anywho, I'm not sure, really, what this is about, except for it's about books. And I want to check out Ava Reid. Another fantasy here, again, YA, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And I've got a lot of books, so I'm going to hurry this one up and because I've got a lot of books. This is based on, I believe, Nigerian folk tales or myths, and very much looking forward to, see, I gotta wrap this up because I cannot talk today. Very much looking forward to giving this a shot. No more books on the floor. Next up, so this is Christmas, a little Christmas romance. This was buy one, get one 50, and I think I had picked up another one, so another buy one 50, so I needed to get a second one. New in horror, My Name Was Eden. One twin vanished, the other remained until now. Anywho, I don't think this story begins with twins. One of the twins wasn't actually born. I guess it died in the womb or something like that. But Lucy's daughter Eden has a drowning incident, no apparent brain damage, no serious injuries, not even a scratch. She comes home from the hospital and starts telling her mom her name isn't Eden, her name is Eli, which was the name of the unborn twin. Cover is not great, but this is going up there on Reid soon. Next up, 2 books I bought. I think because I read Erasure by Percival Everett. I have other books by these individuals, but I did not have a copy of Native Son by Richard Wright. This is a classic. I don't think I've read this before, but I am looking forward to it. The other one is Ralph Ellison. I do have another book by him. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head. This is Juneteenth. Again, another book I look forward to reading. Should have read these in Black History Month, but I didn't pick them up till the very end. Finally, I got my Book of the Month Club. One of these was free. It was a Book of the Year selection from last year, and that I picked up. Abby Jiminez's Yours Truly. Again, another light romance. And I'll get to that sometime when I need a light romance. Let me put my name was Eden above there. Next, my pick for Book of the Month this year was Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. When I first looked at the selections this month, I was not sure about them, but when I read the description of this one, I could not help but pick it up. What if you thought you murdered your best friend? And if everyone else thought so too? And what if the truth doesn't matter? Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their small Texas town. Pretty, smart, and enviable. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was the social butterfly loved by all and, if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she's a murderer. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she's since moved to LA and started a new life. But now, the phenomenally huge hit true crime podcast, I love a book with a podcast in it, Listen for the Lie, and its 2 good-looking hosts, Ben Owens, have decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's 2nd season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her friend's murder, even if she is the one who did it. The truth is out there, if we just listen. This might get read before My Name Was Eden. Anywho, that's my weekend books. I have to save my money, and so I might not have a weekend book next. No, just kidding, I will. You know I will. Anywho, that's all for me. I'd love to hear about your weekend books. Happy reading!